Alright, here we are, the next day, finally, after a very long and most likely tedious exploration of the settlements menu. Um, I feel like building today, so let's
Don't take
put what
offense
we
to that.
have.
She's working through the loss in her own way.
Okay. Um, this, by the way, the thing you see jumping up on the left there, that is the hover option that we saw in the menu. I wasn't sure what it did. The one that mentioned that it is very script intensive, so we'll see these popping up once in a while. I suspect they may cause hiccups now and again, but I don't think they'll cause crashes. Knock on wood. Now, as I was saying, the rather extensive exploration of the sim settlement menu is over, and I want to do some building. But there is still the sensor itself left, a couple of options in there. And again, as you can see, the information pops up. This is quite handy for some settlements, but apparently it also works for a few other things, like certain specific characters, like settlers, but not companions, as you can see. At least not this companion. Maybe it works in dog meat? No pop-up. Alright. And it also works for a bed, I believe. My bed or mattress popped up. This one is part of some settlements, though it doesn't, but vanilla beds, it popped up, showing its functionality. So the sensor itself, now all of these sensors are interactive-wise the same. The color determines, of course, the plot type, but you can change that, so let's take a look at that. Cancel. You get out of the menu. View reports. So view reports for this residential one. There's only production, and it produces 6 caps, which is of course not really production, but the taxes that it pays, I believe, which should be influenced by your tax settings. Other plots will undoubtedly have other reports. As a matter of fact, let's quickly run over to our industrial one, our storage facility here. And let's see what this one says, the nice yellow one. Oh yes, hold on, let's get out of there. There you see, oh my word, it produces a lot of resources there. That's 2, 4, 6, 7 different resources out of the 31 that we distinguish, and it stores it here, and it provides 600 storage in total. And if I go into the workshop mode, you'll notice that our total storage is in fact, on the top right there, 700 storage, and that's because I expanded the total settlement scrap storage by building a storage box, an ordinary box that comes with some settlements. Here we go, resource storage. Now these storages, how are they different from any other storage in the game? These storages cannot be accessed, they just expand the total capacity of your settlement to store scrap. So unlike Sim Settlement 1, where production of these industrial plots went into your workshop inventory, it now goes into Sim Settlement's own storage system. And that cannot exactly be accessed. You can put things in this system using the donation menu at your desk, but you cannot take things out as far as I know. And this could lead to problems in the future, but we'll discuss that later. So it doesn't work with the workbench anymore. That's different. Alright, so what else do we have? Few reports. Let's look at the production report. Well, we saw that in the hover screen there on the left, but here we see it in numbers, and this is what it's producing daily. So the owner of this establishment, or the guy that at least that works there, let's say I own it and he works there, he will be collecting all of this stuff on a daily basis. Yeah, produced daily. Some of it is great, some of it is not. I don't know. Oh, the asbestos. Good lord. I don't even know what that's used for. Maybe some fire deterrent armor. But, unlike the resident thingamadoohickey, this one has an upkeep cost of 4 caps. That's quite fair. I have to pay 4 caps to keep the industry going, and in exchange I get a ton of materials. And the person that works here also needs a residential plot, which pays 6 caps. So essentially, I pay the employer here 4 caps, and he pays me 6 caps. I like this economy. I like this economy. This is consumed daily. I assume it's done automatically. So right now, my settlement is running a profit or a loss, more likely. We'll be back here in a minute, because I want to know if the agricultural one... Here we go. What is it producing? 6 grain. View report. What does it do? Operating cost. Uh-oh. So this one consumes 2 caps, and the other one we built also consumes 2 caps. So now we're in a daily minus routine of minus 2 caps. So I need to build more residential to make a profit. What bothers me though is there's no production menu here. So what does it produce? Should there not be a production report like on the industry plot telling me that it produces, for instance, 4 grain, or in this case I believe 6 grain? Well, it's 6 food, but do these types of food end up... Where do they end up? Do they end up in the sim settlement inventory system here on the right? Or does it end up in my workbench inventory? And if I look at the resources here on the right, I don't see anything for food. I see organic materials, but not food components of any kind. So I suspect that the food produced by agriculture simply ends up in the generic good old-fashioned workbench inventory, so that can be accessible, which makes perfect sense because you use those components yourself as a player. You use them to make food, to produce not the ingredients but the recipes. You make the recipes with it. While the scrap that is produced by the industry, for instance, you can use it yourself, but it is also the primary resource for your settlement expansions and upkeeps. So it makes sense that that goes into the settlement storage system. And here it says the same thing, 3 food, but also a grain icon. And these are clearly tomatoes. Okay, so I do wonder what happens with that food. And again, as I mentioned before, if this synergizes with Mr. Gardener Robot. If Mr. Gardener Robot will actually come here and harvest these things for me, since they're not vanilla crops. They should be recognized as vanilla crops though, despite being on a sim settlement plot. So Mr. Gardener should harvest these. I'm surprised though that this is generic food. It says 3 food, but we don't know what kind of food. And don't pick that up. It doesn't say which food. Sorry. No, it doesn't say what kind of food. So does it? Can I assume that this is 3 tomatoes and that is 6 grain, or what? A little bit more info here, like on the industry plot, would be nice. Anyways, so far so good, despite the bit of confusion on my side. Let's see, what else do we have? Track occupants, the same as in Sim Settlements 1. You can activate this. Activating this on a plot will place the plot and anyone assigned to it in a quest objective, just like the VIP tracker with the Automatron expansion. I believe it's the Automatron, but one of the DLCs anyways. And you can find the Pip-Boy level. Yeah, so it, like it says, it becomes a quest marker or a mission marker. I will show you that now since it's become active. There you see the pop-up on the top left. I go to my mission tracker here on the data, and there it is. City Manager Software Tracking. Now every time you activate this on a plot, it will change the tracker to that plot and that particular occupant. You can turn it off through the sensor, the ASAM sensor menu, but I would always leave this mission on because you can just go to your quest list like this and turn off the tracker. You don't have to turn off the entire mission. And the same goes for Overseer's Most Wanted. You can have the entire list of all your potential companions here, except again for Codsworth. For some reason it does not show up. I really should look for a mod that enables Codsworth for the VIP tracker. Anyways, you can turn that off too if it gets annoying and you get too many quest markers running around. So, and that's quite handy if you want to, for instance, find the occupant of this lot and give him a certain uniform because of his occupation or the place that he lives. For instance, if he lives in the old general house, which was a building plot in Sim Settlement 1, you can give him a general's outfit and the old general's saber sword, for instance. Though I don't think you'll see the weapon on. Alright. Track occupants. Choose building plan. Yeah, so here you can choose your building plan, obviously. You can manually override the random choice. What else? This screen will by the options. You know, you can further. Alright, so this is how the menu works. Each building will have a description. Uh-oh. I had a pop-up. You can use the class line to learn exactly what benefits the building plans will provide by looking at the corresponding class option. Oh, that's new. I need to read that again. Oh, that's what they mean by class line. Okay, I thought it was like a progression line. Class line, he means the words that are between brackets. That's considered the class line, as in a sentence. Alright. Good. I'm glad they added that. I don't see the class line though. I see here class, but I don't see class line. Huh. What is... No, I don't see class line. Well, here, this one has class line in the description. It says junk gathering. This one does not have a class line, at least not between brackets. And the SS1 does have a class line. So GTE, I don't know which mod that is. Oh, Yggdrasil. There you go. Yggdrasil. Big. It's bloody big. Make sure you read description and nexussimsettlements.com. This does not come from Nexus, by the way. These come from the regular mod store in the game. So he published it on both Nexus and the mod store, the mod page. Yeah, but he did not follow directions. GTE, please follow directions when you make mods. Sorry to be a dick and tell you that, but unlike GT2 here... Oh, wait a minute. I think that's the same guy, actually. Yeah, I think that's the same guy because I have like 2 or 3 mods from him. Anyways, here he follows directions by placing the class line, as Kinggath calls it, and Kinggath here does it as well. So it's random junk gathering, but not specific items. So there's no metal pit or quarry or scrap collector, steel scrap collector like it was in Sim Settlement 1. Though I'm sure those plots will come into existence as well as fourth party. People will start developing those. Alright. Speed medium, what does that mean? Speed by which it's built or speed by which it's collecting junk? I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, here you can therefore select your personal preference, or if you select nothing, it will pick a random one. I don't know why this random option is here, because if you select nothing, it'll be stuck to random anyways. Kind of weird why that option would be in there. Maybe it has something to do with the programming code, I don't know. Alright, customized plot. That's different from choosing a building plan. Customized plot will... okay, power pole. Change power pole and change plot type. Well, I don't need to show you that, I can just tell you. Changing power pole means changing this pole here. Normally it is either randomly picked or it is pre-picked by the creator of this plot. But you can change that, and there are a couple of nice ones, even street lights, for instance. However, the street light I want to use is not there, only the tall one was selectable. And plot type, well, that's easy. You can change it to agriculture or residential, and later we will undoubtedly lock the law enforcement one, what do they call it, martial plot and commercial plot, and things like that, which will undoubtedly change the color of this thing as well. And then when you do it, it will reset and it will start building from scrap? No, not from scrap, from scratch, from page 1. Nice bushes in there, Praetoriax. Okay, so that's it. Customize plot. Refresh plot is like the option we saw in the Sim Settlement menu. If there's some corruption going on, some visual corruption, you can refresh the plot here or go to the sim settlement menu and refresh all plots at the same time. I would not strain your computer like that. Just refresh plot if it's corrupted. What do we have for advanced? Allow auto upgrades. Oh, so here you can individually select per plot if you want auto upgrades on or off. We selected through the menu last video that I want all auto upgrades essentially off, because I really want to know when it's going to upgrade and if I want it to upgrade and what it costs, etc., just for curiosity purposes. Configure defaults. What is that? Oh, the default power pole. Okay. No, I'll leave it on random, I think, and destroy plot. No, why would I be such an asshole? Don't answer that. Okay, so these are the sensor options. So I'm kind of missing the production of a agricultural plot. I don't know if that's for a specific reason. Am I too stupid to see why, or if it's still going to be implemented, like the industrial plot. Because it definitely has cost, but it doesn't tell me what it produces. It does when I hover over it, as you can see, as we saw earlier. It produces the oh, it's loading. Yeah, it is script intensive. 6 food, but again, that's not specific enough for me. I want to know what kind of 6 food it is and what that means for me and my inventory, essentially. Okay, so that is that. Now I'm going to go and do a little bit of building in Sanctuary. I'm not going to go overboard yet, because why I'm building is because of this quest. This is the Sim Settlement quest. I need 2. 1. Assign agriculture and or industrial plot for settlers to build in Sanctuary. 5. I've built 3, that's correct. 2 agricultural, 1 industrial. And I need, of course, places for them to live. So that's what I'm going to do. And, oh, nice mustache. They even created these little icons for the quest. Kinggath is really going overboard with his work. My compliments. I can't say that enough. Alright. Before I speed up the video, because you don't need to see me build, that can take hours, particularly with my OCD playing up. There is something I want to do. I'm going to reconfigure Mr. Salvage to salvage just about everything. In previous video, I set this to not remove post fencing. I'm going to remove that anyways. Not remove picket fences, remove those 2. And the reason why I do that is, even though I like the picket fences that are here, we will be able to rebuild those later once we've picked up the proper picket fence magazine that allows us to build picket fences. We can simply do that. And most of these fences are located at the edge of settlements anyways, which interferes with my defense wall building. Not vehicles. That's the only one I want to keep, because they can be nice decoration and you cannot build them except for buses, I believe. But the cars, no. The rusty ones, yes, go away. I'll also have them remove dead trees and branches. Now do bear in mind, these are the default settings. Now I need to go to the active settings of this particular unit, because these are not adjusted when you adjust the default options. So as you can see, these are still not active. But any new Mr. Salvage I build anywhere, even in another settlement, will take the default settings, which is now the same with the active ones. Good. So he'll start slowly to salvage the other components. But some things he will not salvage, considering that I've activated dead trees. He will not salvage these trees for some reason, so he does not consider them dead. This is definitely a dead tree, but he will not touch it because it's probably not flagged as a tree. Alright. I'm probably not going to comment much, but if I do, I'll slow down the video again, and that will be it. You can listen to me. Oh, graves. Look at that. They look like graves, don't they? I've never... Oh, you know what? I'm just going to pretend they're tomato hills. Just tomato plants are gone, but they could be graves. Now, with the Scrap Anything mod, the benefit being is you can... Yes, look, you can get rid of that. Now what I do is I pick it up and move it around first. Now if I get an ugly spot there, I can hit escape and it'll just pop back in. If I don't get an ugly spot, what I do is I tend to scrap as much as I can, because the more components you have in a settlement, the higher the size count. And as you can see in the top right, Sanctuary by default is already pretty fully built. And the more polygons you have in a settlement, the harder it is to load it, the more likely it is it'll crash, blah blah blah. So if I have mounts like this that don't really add that much to the settlement, I just tend to scrap them because it lightens the loading load, literally, of a settlement. Now these are gonna get scrapped anyways by Mr. Salvage, so I'll do this for him right now. And then here, this is usually the first corner I start building some agriculture and some residential. Alright. Okay, ugly ass bushes on the edge of my settlement, so they go away. Even if it leaves a blank spot, because I'm going to build walls all over the place. I want to turn every settlement into a fort. This in anticipation of the Conqueror addition to some settlements. Walls will be 100,000 times more valuable than ever before. Now I will keep this because these are actually used by the dogs, so that's nice to have. Now as you can see, scrap anywhere mod does not literally scrap everything, about 99.99%, but not this. That's too bad. For some reason these bushes will not go. And this cannot be scrapped either. And this can be scrapped, that is so weird. That can be scrapped, this cannot be scrapped, that can be scrapped, and this cannot be scrapped. This is so bizarre, you cannot get rid of that. Really stupid, really annoying. Oh well. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to open this up a bit. I'm gonna try and put these hedges around here, along the line here, and use it as a natural barrier. I won't need to build a wall there, because currently this barrier... Whoops! What am I doing? Okay, nothing. The way they're configured now I don't like, and with the Scrap Anywhere mod I have the luxury of being able to move these things around at pleasure. I will need to read up again on the Place Anywhere mod as to how to sink them into the ground. That's one of the F keys I need to use. But for now I'm just going to clear this little corner here. I'm going to do the same here. And no, I'm not. Oh, buggery hell. My Scrap Anywhere mod does not work outside settlement boundaries. So this little bush here, this hedge, is designated outside boundaries, so I cannot pick it up or scrap it or move it or do anything with it. Damn, that is annoying. Okay. I'm just rubbing out my eyes. Yeah, well, too bad. We'll have to work around it. Alright, that was it. Back to building. Alright, here we are. This took a couple of minutes, and even with the speed up, I'm sure you would have noticed that the constant back and forth placement of walls shows how bad my OCD can be when it comes to gaming. I really want everything to fit really nice and tight. Pun not intended, now that I think about it. Anyways, oh, fuckers, I hate it when I do this. Look, this one is not, this one is made out of wood. And I've been working with the metal versions because I noticed that in this settlement currently I have way more steel than I have wood. So it saves me a bit of wood using the metal ones. But I picked the wrong one here to go in. I hate when I do that. I can scrap it, but I'll still lose some materials. Anyways, first thing I always do is build the walls. These set the boundaries, and then I try to fit stuff within set walls. As you can see, some of this stuff is still sticking through, but we'll pretend it's not there. I did notice that the ground is going up, so as you can see, these snap into certain heights. I love these walls. They were not in the vanilla game, and they're so much better than standard walls. They look much better quality-wise and are easier to work with. Though I suppose artistically the vanilla walls have their benefits because they look more like scrap walls, like they were put together in a post-apocalyptic world rather than these huge fortress walls. You can build floors here on top, by the way. And you can use the vanilla floors for that, I believe. Let me quickly check. You go to Structures, Wood. I recommend ordinary floors, and then grab the half floors. It does not have half floors. Oh, only quarter floors. But you can use quarter floors, or if you have the DLC, and that's my recommendation, go to this one. It's one of the workshop DLCs. Go to Scaffolding, go to Floors, and there you actually have half floors, and they match up really nice. I usually use the clean one like this, and then you can snap stairs and ladders onto them. I think we only have stairs in this game actually. And you can see they go halfway or right in the middle there. It's a bit finicky at times, but oh, and you can even do it like this, look. So you can extend outwards, and your walls could be an intricate part of whatever it is you're building behind it. I think I'll have a little bit of that at Starlight Drive, if memory serves, and I follow my usual building philosophy. Alright, so the walls are set. Now I'm gonna put in the initial ASAM sensors that I want there. Okay. So I just noticed that the ASAM sensors come loose from the actual plot. That is awesome, but also peculiar, because that can cause great confusion if you place them in the wrong spot. So what happens if I grab this? Does it take the sensor with it? No, it does not. Oh wait, the sensor's gone and it is rebuilt. Alright, so you can move the sensor afterwards, and if you lose the sensor, pick up the plot, place it down, and the sensor shows up again. Alright. A little new mechanic there. So yeah, this will be a little agricultural spot. And oh, I did not pick this with foundation, did I? So I should change that. Can I change that? Let's take a look. Can I change that to a... Where's the sensor, please? Thank you. One with a foundation. Customize plot, choose building plan. I think it's customized plot, didn't we say that? Yeah, plot type. That's fine. I still want agriculture. No, it does not provide any more options. So... buggers. What I will want to do is dive into the foundations and place one manually for this one. Yeah, you're still in camera. You can bend your ears, dog meat, but you're still in view. Here we go. Terraformers or actual foundation? Okay, no, we're not going to grow food on that, so I guess it would be terraformers. Terraformers do not snap. Okay, I figured they would do that. And then terraform around them. Oh wait, it does snap. This one at least does. So I'll do that.
20 minutes later.
Alright, done. Now I've pulled them apart a little, so I can build a, if I ever want to, a sort of banister there. With a ladder going up over here, or a staircase between the two plots. Now, this is floaty as frack, so this is now the spot where I'm going to build the terraformers. And see how they work. Snapped in. Yep. And wait, do we have different textures? Oh, this looks way better, doesn't it? Oh, I should have gone for that one. Okay. Any other ones? That one is gravel. This one is sandy, I guess. Alright. But I'll grab the basic dirt one, I think. It's gravel on that one. Right size, please. Let's see if I can snap it in there. Uh-oh, this does not want to snap. Yeah, there it is. I just had it. No, that's too high, buddy. I want it lower. It's snapping on the wrong thing. Oh, that's a shame. I can't get it to snap. Now, here we can place some residential plots, so let's go and do that. The only question is, do I want to use these big external ones, or should I switch to the more convenient internal ones? Pick it up. So this is the basic one. Now that we can interact with the sensors, these quest plots are no longer quest plots, they're just basic generic ones. Alright, now let's place it. Now ideally, of course, you want the border to align with the foundation here, but I fear I won't have enough space for two then. Oh gosh, no, nowhere near enough. So what I'll do is... Right, so these are internal plots. These are a lot smaller. They do not differ, as we've read, from the big ones except in size. And they tend to not build roofs and walls because they're supposed to be built inside existing buildings. So you can build existing buildings first and then throw the plots in. Oh, this is a smaller one. Build a house in this space. Residential plot. It doesn't say if it's an internal or external plot. Oh, well, this one says interior. This one says nothing, so I assume that this is a external plot. So that could work rather nicely, but this does not move for some reason. I thought we had the option of it moving along. Or parts of it is moving. It's just corruption. That's why we have the reset option. That's handy dandy, I guess. Alright, so we'll place the plot now again. Some items will move and some will not. It's just a little glitch, corruption there. That's no big deal. Kinggath gave us tools to fix that, so there we go. Now it's placed. I'll leave the menu, open the sensor, and just refresh the plot. There you go. Refreshing the plot attempts to correct any errors. Yes, that may have occurred due to the game script lag. It will recreate all of the building models and clutter, as well as confirm all of the under the hood stats are correct. For you Sim Settlement vets, well, I wouldn't call myself a Sim Settlement vet, but I've used it. The speed of this has been dramatically improved in Sim Settlements 2. Okay. No, that does seem to be absolutely true. Alright, so we got this space left, and I'll build another sizable plot here. This is the most vanilla size plot that there is. The 2x2 is this? Yeah, the 2x2. So the 1x1s are brand new, and the 3x3s are also brand new, though I haven't seen 3x3s yet. There does be an option for it. The interiors are not new. Alright. I'll build this here. And let's align that nicely. Here we go. Damn you, OCD. Alright. Okay, there's not a lot of space here. As a matter of fact, there is no space between these two. So I hope their natural design will let me walk here in between, because as you can see, the sensor of the one on the left is stuck in the pole from the one on the right.
Several bad puns later.
Alright, so, to clarify, since we can't really see the buildings yet, we can get in here. Then on the left is a small one, and on the right is a small one. And this is the back of the big one. In order to get there, you need to leave and go around. La 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 la. With 2 farm plots here, and 2 big ones here. One there, and one there. And then on the little corner here, we have 1 little plot left, which gives an, at the moment, ideal little location here for the doghouse. There we go. Done. Now, as we set the building time to realistic, this is going to take quite a few days to assemble. Also notice these red icons will undoubtedly mean that no one has been assigned, and that is because I have way too many beds. These beds can now be scrapped. Because if you have vanilla beds, the settlers, I believe, will prefer the vanilla beds over regular plots. Now, I do recall that Sim Settlement had the option to reverse that and have them prefer plots over beds, but we haven't seen that option, have we? I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure it's in the work. Kinggath? Question mark. So we're going to scrap these. I'm not going to store them. Just scrap them. How many houses did I build? 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I scrapped enough beds. 4. You know, let's just look at the population. We have a population of 7, 5 plots, so we need 2 beds, so this one can go. And I'm actually going to scrap this one too, because I have a bed in my own house there. Now that little pop-up you saw there for 80% beds, that was from Sturgis's old quest. It's delayed pop-up. That sort of bug, I consider it a bug, has existed for a very long time. Now this is what I want to turn into my initial industrial area. I don't want Sanctuary to have a huge industrial area, just along the line here towards the river, and maybe put some agricultural plots there that use water, and then some industrial plots here for scrap. And then near the bridge I tend to put the water industrial based things like water treatment and pumps and things like that, and the rest will be mostly commercial and residential. Right, oh, the power issue. Since we don't have any power, well, we're gonna hopefully fix that with the industry plot, so let's build that first and then worry about power. And by the looks of it, they don't yet require power. There's no flag for it. I just see population count, and residential type. That's strange. Oh, hold on. That's not population count. I was wrong. It is the plot type, populated or not, and that is the level of your plot. That's level 1. That one's finished. This is level 1. And then level 0s are still under construction. Right. Alright, got it. Hey. This does not look promising. This plot is building way outside its borders. Do you see that? I hope that changes. I think the truck will back up. I hope so. Otherwise I'll have to get rid of it. Alright, so now we want to finish off this border before I start building the industry along it. And let's see if we can use these wonderful hedges for that. Alright, so that's for the hedges. As you can see, I had a bit of an issue here with the incline. I do believe it's possible to rotate the hedges or items you've picked up, but again, I have to rediscover how to do that. For now, I'll leave it like this. This looks pretty good. I've cleared out all that I could. I cannot get rid of this thing. It's not letting me select it. Maybe the hedge is in the way, but I don't believe so. No. No, I just can't move that. That already looks a lot better. As you can see, cleared up the area quite nicely. Gives us quite a bit of space to work with. I'll leave this bush for now. So I wanted industry here. I'll start off with... yeah. Oh wait, I forgot. I need to close this off. Now, internal corners with this wall system are done with the 45-degree angle walls like this, but external corners, when the corners are on the external side of the wall, whoa, that's a different story. Also, these wall sections are pretty nice, but they don't come with a gate. You need to use the vanilla gate. That does not combine well unless you use, again, what do we call it, place anywhere mod. Now, as you can see, it constantly snaps onto that bloody wall, but if I hit, is it F1? Yeah, F1, object snap off, it will never snap to anything again until I reactivate that. So I can now manually place this in correctly. This is absolutely not impossible unless you got place anywhere. So again, if you play Sim Settlements and you, Sim Settlements too, but if you play Fallout 4 is what I meant to say, and you actually want to build something and make something out of your settlements, you must have this mod. That's not even open for discussion. So the angle is right. I need to place, as you can see, I need to place a little bit out of boundary, and I prefer to try and avoid that because the more you build outside of boundary, more you tempt the devil when it comes to crashes. Also, I don't want any floating underneath, though this is tolerable. OCD says it's a go. As a matter of fact, it's higher than the other walls. Lower it a bit. Oh, and I hit the damn mouse button again. I don't want to do that. There. How does that look? That looks pretty good. And the NPCs, by the way, if they spawn there, they will not climb over or go through these objects. They may shoot over them, though. So my industry may be a bit vulnerable here by getting shot at. Let me take a look here. Yeah, that looks good enough. Wonderful. Yeah. And this little dent in the hedge, it actually lines up pretty nicely with this sewer drain that runs through the hedge now. Alright, so industry time. And I'm thinking I'm going to build some foundations here that will match up with this foundation, or lower, but make a walkway here, and then industry on the left of it, and industry on the right of it. So the first thing I want is a storage unit.
2 hours later.
Alright, so the idea is now here we build a staircase downwards and we build a couple of extra industry plots in time, not right now. Right now, I want to work on the... Okay. Yeah, that's still corrupt. I need to reset that for a moment. No. Go back. Go back. Refresh plot. There we go. That fixes everything. Right. So we want some agricultural plots. I'm not sure where I want to chuck those in just yet. As a matter of fact, I do know where I want to place the first ones. And secondly, I want to know... Oh, right. What did I do with the initial plots that I built over there? That's not enough. I want 2 more for more food. And since this is a communal house, as it were, nobody owns it, nobody sleeps in it, workbenches and all that, it makes sense to have a communal garden at the back of it, so that's what I'm going to do.
A few inches later.
Aha, so here we can choose. And we can choose terraformers. Wonderful, so I don't need to do that manually anymore. There are so many options. Look at that. But I'm just going to go with the terraformer. And I'm actually going to wait with that, because I'm going to build the other plots first. Which means I could also do... There was a problem change... Yeah, I didn't change the foundation. It keeps giving this error message. If you don't change something, when you're in the changing menu, it says, yeah, I can't change it. Yeah, well, I didn't tell you to change it. But it's still a little thing. Yeah, see, it takes a few seconds for it to actually generate the terraforming parts around it. That's nice. Now this is how it should have been 5 years ago. Bethesda, are you taking notes? Please tell me you are. Right, I'll move this later. Well, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Yes. Alright. 5 residential. 5 agricultural, and I believe it was 4 industrial. Alright, so on the right we can see that we have 87 scrap. That is slowly coming in. On the left we see that we have no food production, insufficient water production, no entertainment, and happiness is around 50%. So what is up next? Let me see about the power. We need some water. And what I'm going to do, I think instead of building a plot for that, I'm just going to initially start with some vanilla water treatment. And I can build some, so that's great. And it provides 40 water, so that's great. I just need to build one and power it up. And then later I'll scrap it. If I can replace it with some industry plots that do the same. Oh, I need science rank 1. Shiver me timbers. It's either this one or... You know what? That is why I keep an extra skill point around. I just hope... Oh, I have the intelligence, so that's no issue. Where is science? Here? Science. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Let's put ground snapping on again. And this also is a good opportunity to show off one of my other mods, which I should actually not be able to build. Dang nabbit, because if I go here and I want this one, I need science rank 2. I really hate myself. I guess I have no choice but to dump another one here. Temporary generator. That's fine. I want to use the solar panel, obviously. Anyways, now we have enough water. It'll take a moment for the HUD on the left there to update, but we should have more than enough water. On the top, it's already updated, as you can see, 46 water. Oh, actually, it did update. I was looking at food production. Sorry, never mind. Alright, that's fine. But now you can see that defense is too low, as it is not maxed out, which will increase the chance of being attacked. Since I don't have access to martial plots as of yet, I will add a basic defense. Oh, come to think of it, turret. I should have Mark II spot available. Yes, this will provide more defense. The bot itself is also better. So I'll build one over here. I'll keep the old one for now. And I will put up a basic turret, because why not? There we go. That'll keep us busy for a while. Okay. Happiness is going up. Not enough beds. Yes, we don't have enough beds because the residential plots have not been finished yet. Alright, what I'll do here is do another cut. And then next episode we're going to go to Corvega plant. And when we come back, hopefully all of this will be finished. Alright, who's ready for some adventure? Cotsworth? Cotsworth, you damn photo bomber. You've been in my face this entire video and now you've disappeared. You SOB. There you are.